I will be addressing heterosexual women that are related to lesbians by blood, or they are associated with them through the church community or some neighborhood, or they may even just know them at work or in some type of social setting where heterosexual women see lesbians, even at the gym. And the title of this video is 3 Reasons Why Heterosexual Women Are Upset with Lesbians. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. If you are a lesbian, you definitely have ran into heterosexual women who have taken issue with you. Most of us have experienced some type of negative conflict or feedback from heterosexual women, if not by women in your family, definitely someone who you know from work or from the church community or whatever social setting that you are in. You have probably experienced the negative vibes of a heterosexual woman. And I'm going to discuss 3 reasons why heterosexual women are upset with lesbians. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. I'm going to start with number 3. And number 3 will be women who are in your family, your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your aunt, your female cousins. They all are heterosexual women. And you are a lesbian. And they just can't understand why you turned out that way. They have tried to figure you out over the years, and they are completely baffled by the fact that you are a lesbian. And this concentration on you has turned into a vexing spirit. They are now at the point where they have been attempting to control you and manipulate you with different tactics. They may do subtle or overt acts to get your attention, and they may exclude you from family gatherings to make you feel isolated. They do this to force you to conform to being like them, a heterosexual woman. Your mother, your grandmother, your aunts, your cousins, your sisters, who are all heterosexual, they are not open-minded women. They are closed-minded. They are not willing to learn about you. They find it offensive that you are not their clone. And they will antagonize you. They'll try to get under your skin because they think that this is going to break you. And they somehow believe that you are going through a phase. Maybe you are arguing with your mother, and to get back at your mother, your animosity is being displayed through you rejecting men and wanting to be with a woman. They always think your family, female family members, they always think that you're trying to get back at them. Like you have these cruel intentions to annoy them and make them feel like they didn't do a good job of being your mother or your grandmother, or they feel like you don't spend enough time with them because you're always busy doing other things. You have an independence about you. You're independent, you have a free spirit, you are a very social person. However, they will make it out to seem that you intentionally remove yourself from your loved ones to aggravate them. They do not like that you do not socialize with them because they feel like you are selfish. When really the truth is, you would interact with your loved ones, your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your aunts, your female cousins, but they just never welcomed you. So they created this distance and they left you out. But instead of taking accountability for their actions, they scapegoat you and they make you out to be the problem, when really they recognize in you that you are different. And there's nothing wrong with you being different as far as you being lesbian. However, they do not want to acknowledge you as a lesbian. They want to see you the way they want to see you. And because you're so resilient and confident in your own skin, it irritates their demons. They just want to lash out at you, and they do lash out at you. A lot of people say, oh, women are always arguing and not getting along, and mothers and daughters are always fighting and bickering. But it's not that women don't get along. It's just a lot of women are immature and petty, and they don't have a well-rounded perspective about the human experience. They're closed-minded, and if you think differently from them, then you are out of line. You basically ruffled their feathers, and you can never do anything to please them. You can never satisfy them. So it's a constant friction that always occurs with you as being a beautiful lesbian woman, and you're not causing the divide, the friction. Your mother, your grandmother, your aunts, your female cousins, your sisters, they're causing the conflict and the confusion and the turmoil. But they will never take responsibility for their actions, and they'll continue to be manipulative and controlling your life, because really they want to know everything that you're doing. They want to monitor your whole life. They want to dictate what you do. They cannot fathom the idea that you can be an independent woman. They cannot fathom the idea that you have a mind of your own. And they especially cannot understand why you would choose to be with a woman, as if being with a woman is a choice. And that lets you know that they are not knowledgeable, because sexual orientation is not a choice. So they constantly are fighting with you or battling with you for no reason at all, because you can't change your sexual orientation from lesbian to heterosexual. So they're fighting you without a cause. Unfortunately, some lesbians end up faking who they are. They will become delusional, like their mother or their grandmother or their sister or their aunts or female cousins who are heterosexual, and they'll try to convince themselves that they can be with the man. But then they create all of this internal conflict within, because they can never have peace with themselves, because they're now willing to please their mother or their other loved ones who do not accept them for who they are. But these women, they really do not have a life of their own, and they're honestly jealous of you, because they love how you stand on your own, but they'll never tell you that, because they're jealous, and they want to resort to living their lives through you. And that happens a lot. You have a lot of situations where parents, in this case a mother, is trying to live out her life through her daughter, because she didn't feel like she was granted the opportunity to live her life the way she wanted to. So she tries to metamorphose herself into her daughter. And she figures, oh, well, my daughter, she wants to be different, but she needs to be like me. These these women who are related to you, they are control freaks. They are control freaks. And I encourage you, lesbians, continue to walk your own path. You're never going to be able to satisfy these women, because they have to make that decision for themselves, that they will be accepting of you. You don't have to wait on their acceptance, because you already accept yourself. You know who you are, and you don't deserve to be around them, even though that they're related to you. They do not have the right to control your life and make your life difficult, because they're difficult women. Number two, women are in competition with lesbians. Heterosexual women specifically are in competition with lesbians. And the real hidden issue with a lot of heterosexual women is they don't like the fact that lesbians get a whole lot of attention from the men that they want. They are angry, they're furious, they're envious of beautiful lesbians who are minding their business. And when they see the guy that they think is so hot, and they think that he's a tall glass of water, of cold water, they cannot help but cringe at the fact that a lesbian has this guy's attention. When lesbians, we are just being ourselves. We cannot control when a man likes us. So their anger and their hate is displaced. The truth is, these heterosexual women are very insecure. They have low self-esteem. And instead of dealing with themselves, instead of working on self-improvement, they will just point at the lesbian and accuse the lesbian of not being able to get a man. A lot of these heterosexual women will blame lesbians for their relationship status. They think, oh, I can't ever get a guy as long as she's around. Now, she'll never say that vocally, but that's what she's thinking. She's thinking, as long as she's around, I'll never get him. Like, you could be at work and this heterosexual woman is hating on you because the guy that she is into does not pay her attention. But when it comes to you as a lesbian, he's always talking to you nicely. He's always opening the door for you. Whatever it is that he does, she's front and center. She's like a hawk. She sees everything. And she begins to become enraged with you as a lesbian. But she will not dare treat that man like the way she's treating you. You know why? Because she knows that he's a man and that he's physically stronger than her. And another reason is a lot of these heterosexual women, unfortunately, they think men are superior to women because they've been brainwashed that they think they need a man. They think that men will be the answer to all their problems. And she will not confront a man, but she'll take out her anger and her resentment against the innocent lesbian woman. And honestly, these men pick up these attitudes from these heterosexual women because they see how heterosexual women act towards lesbians. It makes you as a heterosexual woman look really bad. A guy does not find you attractive when he sees that you're always going against a woman who is a lesbian. If he likes a lesbian, he likes a lesbian. Why would you exert so much of your energy on the idea of a man you want, suddenly deciding, oh, okay, I don't want this lesbian anymore. I'm not attracted to her anymore. I'm going to now be with this heterosexual woman because I know that she really wants me. So I'm going to choose to be with her now. It doesn't go like that. It's just not reality. And a lot of these heterosexual women need to snap out of it. And unfortunately, women are often in competition with other women in general for men. But see, lesbians, we're not in competition with heterosexual women. We don't even think about men in that way. And we also know when heterosexual women are hating on us. We have intuition, we're women. We pick up on the negative vibes. And also, you're always doing something, saying something to lesbians, which let us know clearly that you do not like lesbians. Why you do not like lesbians? Because you feel like lesbians always get the man that you want, which is not true. You are delusional because lesbians do not date men. Yes, it is true that men are attracted to lesbians, but we don't have any control over that. So why is your anger? Why is your animosity going against lesbians? And really, it should not even go against men, because if the guy likes the lesbian, you can't stop him from liking her anyway. It may be best if you work on yourself, work on your self-esteem. And then you will start attracting men. Number one, heterosexual women secretly want lesbians to be miserable by being with a man, since they have no positive or healthy experiences with dating men or being married to men. A lot of these heterosexual women are involved with toxic men. And they'll look at lesbians and they see that we are peaceful. They see that we are living our best lives. And they see us with another beautiful woman, and they secretly wish that they could just have a life where they could be in a loving relationship. It's not that the heterosexual women want to be lesbians, or it's not that heterosexual women have an issue with a lesbian's relationship, because honestly, a heterosexual woman who is confident, who loves herself, she doesn't even worry about a lesbian not being with a man. She just doesn't think about it. She's already in a happy heterosexual relationship. But heterosexual women who are in tumultuous relationships with men, there's always drama. He's always cheating on her with another woman. He's always putting his hands on her. He's always calling her out of her name. He's always broke. He's always taking up for his mom instead of her. Whatever the reason is that's causing her life to be chaotic with this man, instead of dealing with this man front and center, instead of confronting him and giving him an ultimatum or leaving him, sometimes it's just best to leave him, because you've already let this man know, I don't like this, I don't like that. Or maybe you haven't, and that's why he continues to behave the way he does, because he doesn't take you seriously. Your anger is misplaced, and you stay in these dead-end relationships with these men, and whenever you see or hear lesbians being in a loving relationship, you resent their lesbian relationship. And you will say things like, ew, she's a lesbian. How gross. Why would she want to be with a woman? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, she needs a man. Like, what is her deal? What is the freaking deal with these lesbians? They really need to wake up and get a clue. Why don't they have a man? I mean, men are powerful. Why would you be with a woman anyway like that? Like, I could be around a woman all day. Like, why don't you just get a man? Your life will be so much better. And they convince themselves to believe this mess. And then they want to project it on lesbians. A lot of heterosexual women are not happy. Either they're miserable with being single because they don't know how to be the kind of woman that a man desires, or they stay in these relationships with men who do not love them or respect them. And instead of just the heterosexual woman improving her own life, instead of her taking accountability for her own life, she resorts to telling lesbians that, oh, you know, it's wrong to be a lesbian. Oh, that's not natural. Oh, you should meet Tim. You should meet Gary. He really likes you. One thing I will say is, whenever a lesbian is around a heterosexual woman who tries to convince her that she should try and date this guy and give it a chance, it's very, it reads to us that this woman is trying to set us up. This heterosexual woman is trying to set us up, because we pretty much know negative, toxic women. We can kind of read women. We're women, so we can read women. And we know that this woman is not happy with her life. And when a person's not happy with their life, they're very quick to put you in situations and predicaments that's going to make your life miserable. So lesbians pretty much say no, thank you. But these heterosexual women are also hoping drastically that these lesbians will get through the phase of being a lesbian so that they can be with another man, or rather be with another man that is like their man who is toxic. And lesbians don't date men, so these women are very delusional. But at the end of the day, heterosexual women are upset with lesbians because heterosexual women are upset with themselves. Personally, I don't hang around too many heterosexual women because many of them are homophobic, many of them are toxic and catty, because they're so busy wasting their time trying to please men that they lose themselves in the process. They no longer even have an identity. Yes, they'll proudly say, oh, I'm heterosexual, oh, I have a man. But how's that working out for you? Obviously, you are not doing well because you're so busy being upset with lesbians when lesbians are going to be lesbians. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my video, share my video, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author.